Haikyu is the most boring yet amazing sports manga and anime. That's a pretty bold statement, but hear me out. If you're watching this video, you've definitely heard about Haikyu by now. The series is one of the most popular sports manga in recent years. But is it really that good? Yes and no. Is it the best sports manga ever? No. Is it one of the best? Yes. Running from 2012 to 2020 in Weekly Shonen Jump, Haikyu has gained a huge fan base. If I recall correctly, Haikyu is my first sports anime, and it's also the anime that I dropped before taking years to finish. Haikyu is boring when compared to your traditional sports manga. Slam Dunk, Hajime no Ippo, etc. all have lots of action, drama, and time to focus on the characters. Haikyu is unconventional because each match the characters play in takes ages. When I say ages, I mean ages. Season 3 of the anime featured one match that lasted 10 episodes. 10! The matches in Haikyu are drawn out, which is also due to how much dialogue there is. All of the characters in the series can't stop yapping. Haikyu has so much yapping and not much progress. For a sports manga, there's a lot of dialogue, which I feel takes away from the immersion of the match. There's too many breaks, which makes it more difficult to get interested or invested in the match itself. Slam Dunk, for example, focuses on each match with no distractions. So my biggest fault with the series is that there's too much going on, but that's also what makes the series so good. The over-analysis and yapping adds to the story. As I mentioned before that Haikyu has a lack of focus on the characters, what I mean by that is the lack of time outside matches. As I read the series, I realized I barely knew anything about the characters because the series doesn't spend too much time outside of the matches and training. Nearer to the end of the series, there's more focus on the characters, but I feel like the first 350 or so chapters spends way too much time focused on the matches, but also doesn't, as I mentioned before, about the match interruptions and overwhelming dialogue. These reasons alone are why I think Haikyu can be a really boring anime and manga at times. By the way, I just wanted to make this clear, I am not hating on the series whatsoever. The series is actually in my top 6 sports manga. The point of this video is to address some of the flaws that people never really address. When looking at the anime, the first 4 seasons are all perfect as they adapt the manga without any problems. All is well until the dumpster battle, the first canon movie of the franchise. And let me tell you, the dumpster battle is a fitting name for the movie. The Dumpster Battle movie, which is a direct sequel to Season 4, covers chapters 293 to 325, which is roughly about 4 manga volumes worth of content in a 90-minute movie. So inevitably, it's really rushed. I still enjoyed the movie, but it doesn't really adapt the manga that well, as scenes are constantly changing, making the content more hard to follow and giving you less time to take in information. Given how Season 3 was 10 episodes long for one match, the same should have been done here. Apparently there's only one movie left after the dumpster battle, meaning Production IG will need to adapt 77 chapters in one movie, meaning a lot of content is going to be skipped. Covering around 100 chapters in 2 movies was always going to be impossible. A similar situation happened with the Land vs. Air OVA, which was rushed despite featuring canon manga chapters and shouldn't have been an OVA and should have been included in the main series. Other than the movies rushing the series, the earlier seasons 1 to 4, are a great way to experience the series. Thinking back on the movie, considering I think Haikyu matches are too long, was this a better experience for me? No, because the long matches is what makes Haikyu Haikyu. So taking that away, it makes it feel like a completely different anime than seasons 1 to 4. With all things considered, when looking at Haikyu as a whole, I think the peak of the series is around chapter 300 till the end of the series. I just personally enjoy all the matches in the latter half of the series much more. A sports manga isn't a sports manga unless it makes you feel hyped. I was never really keen on Haikyu, but when I got to that moment with Kenma in the Karasuno vs Nekoma match, I was like, damn, that's it right there. That moment is what sold the series to me. The time skip in the latter half of the series was definitely sudden, but it was a necessary part of the story. I think Haikyu is the perfect starter anime or manga because it's not the best series of all time, but it's pretty damn good. And after taking a while to finish the series, I was glad I did because now I understand why people love the series so much. It has a lot of heart. I will stand by the first 4 seasons being pretty boring though, which is the majority of the series, and it's one of my favorite sports manga, so I don't know how accountable my word is. I think the major takeaway from the video is that Haikyu can be boring, but if you stick with it, it's worthwhile. Most of you probably don't think Haikyu is boring at all, which is fair. I was just giving another perspective. Also, Slam Dunk is the best sports manga, so if you liked Haikyu, you're definitely going to like Slam Dunk. Haikyu feels very much inspired by Slam Dunk, yet both series are so different, which is pretty interesting. Thank you for listening to my rambles. Please give me your thoughts on Haikyu in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for future videos like this. See you next time.